Okay, we're in business. Hey Albert, how are
All
you
right.
doing?
Doing.
It's not April 1st anymore, not April Fools. We got a Metaverse podcast.
Oh yeah. I'm excited. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is number 8, video number 8. We're almost to 10.
Almost 10. Almost there.
Almost there. Okay. Um, what's the first article that we have today?
So this one's about Kevin O'Leary from
Mm-hmm.
Shark Tank. So he breaks down his crypto portfolio and explains how his bets on the metaverse are based on the economics of Web3.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
those who don't know, yeah, Shark Tank is a show where like a bunch of people will go on, people with startups, generally not tech startups really, but just like interesting businesses just in general go on, and then they try to secure investments for their company. So Kevin O'Leary is one of the stars of the show. So yeah, so this is about him talking about his portfolio here in relation to like crypto and Web3.
What is Web3?
Um, Web3 is just, I think, this, how I understand it, is just this whole umbrella of like how everything is starting to shift towards being crypto based.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, if I had to say it in one sentence, so like things like NFTs, the coins, it's just like how the internet is shifting from what it is now to that.
What are the top Web3 startups? Or just an example of a Web3 startup?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say probably OpenSea is, of course, one of them, at least for the
Mm-hmm.
NFT space. Um, yeah, I mean, you could even say like exchanges, right? Like Binance, Coinbase.
Why does a company like Amazon not have a Web3 Amazon version yet?
I think it's just because of how big they are and how small Web3 is compared to like some of these giants so far. I
Hmm.
mean, you see like Meta, right, moving into Metaverse. But yeah, I think Amazon's probably gonna be soon to follow if they're not already. I mean, I'm sure they're already like investigating it and everything.
Sure.
Um,
I'm on Hacker Moon right now, but let me try and read one of these on Crucible. Crucible creates tools for game developers and portable identity for gamers. So, I don't know. They're hoping to make AAA games. Um,
okay. Yeah, I
hmm.
mean, I think games are like one of the biggest use cases for this because it's going to be definitely going to be shifting gaming a ton. Like this is like Pong to I don't know. Like the development is just huge though. It's like when people compare like Pong to like the crazy games that we have today on graphic on like Xbox and PC.
Right. So, this is one that I really enjoy. It's called Gantry. Do you get it? Gantry? No?
Yes,
Okay.
it
Again,
sounds
for
familiar.
generational adversarial networks tree.
Right, right.
So, basically, it's reading it here because it's the first time I heard of it. I don't know why I said it like it so much. Maybe it's the name. Um, you can basically scale up a deep learning network by adding more nodes that it can run the feature points through, right? So you have to constrain your AI learning some way. And
Mhm.
Gantry basically says, okay, the more crypto nodes exist that exist for this Web3, um, the more computational performance you can have.
Yeah, that's going to be really important. Just the computational like power to
Mm-hmm.
generate all this stuff, which is actually reminds me of that coin you were talking about. What was that called? It was like render token.
Render, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Those are all. Sorry, go ahead.
so that's another big thing.
Yeah.
The prices have all dropped, all of them.
Mm,
We hit like 3,500, and now they came back up yesterday.
nice,
I was
nice.
gonna talk about another crypto winter.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, crypto summer, I guess at this point, right?
Crypto summer at this point. I don't know. Are we gonna see new highs? Like, what is the 1 year high for? Oh my god, it was at 4,500. So a ways to go for Ether anyway. It's currently at 3,300.
No, yeah, I think we'll see new highs. I mean, like we just went through a huge boom. Now we have to go
Mm-hmm.
through like the bust of it, but I think I think the conditions are still pretty good. Like nothing has been coming out that's like really super negative that would like really make people feel negative about crypto. Like there are definitely more criticisms nowadays, but I don't think it's like enough to really
Hmm.
kill it.
Let me ask you this: will we see new highs before we see new lows?
It's a good question. I feel like yes and no. Like I feel like some coins will definitely see like lows and maybe just fading out of existence. But I think for coins like the really hot ones right now, like Ethereum, especially, I think is gonna is not gonna face that.
Hmm. Because I'm looking at the coins right now, right? Like,
Hmm.
um, Ether, it was at like 34, 35, dropped all the way to now 33, but it was at 3,100 yesterday, right? So maybe like 10-15% drawdown. Um, when you look at altcoins, it's more like 25% drawdowns. So
Yeah,
Ether has fared fairly well. That being said, the gains for things like Mana, Rendercoin, XLM were higher than Ether as well. So they had like a higher high than Ether, but a bigger drop. So it is one of those
yeah.
things.
It sounds like this is like the beginning of Ether starting to become a mainstream coin and not be like some altcoin, that's based in with like
Hmm.
Dogecoin and those, which is good for its long-term growth. I mean, you don't want to be an altcoin forever, right?
Yeah. What do you think about the ETH 2.0 network where they're moving from proof of work to proof of state?
So I haven't read much about it, but I think it would increase like the consistency of the price, right? Like it wouldn't
Hmm.
fluctuate as much anymore with proof of stake.
Right, and people were talking about it being getting rid of gas fees. That's not true. That's not how that works. Um, you
Yeah,
basically get paid based on how many ever coins you have to validate. Um,
yeah.
so the gas fees
Well,
are.
which is good.
Mhm.
I think it'll like also just have some it'll prevent people from wanting to like trade it like all day every day. Like it'll be more of like a more incentive for people to keep a balance in their wallets.
Mhm. Um, can we announce like your new thing at all? Because yes, okay.
Yeah,
You
sure.
wanna share it?
Yeah, so I'm starting at LinkedIn in May or June.
Okay. Congrats, by the way.
Thank
So
you.
now we can safely talk about this. Do you know about any Fidelity initiatives? And we don't need to talk about Fidelity in particular, but like I
Yeah.
see JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and everyone getting on board this massive crypto trade, and they're trying to hire. I don't want to say fund managers, but like they're hiring people with crypto expertise as the regulations have now caught up with taking money from clients, basically.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't know much about that side of it, but I do know that they're aggressively going towards crypto. Like, yeah,
okay,
there's definitely pushes towards it.
how like Vanguard, how Vanguard got started? This was all the way back in
Yeah.
1964. I did a huge reading on it for the past like 3 days.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely know more than me. But
These
yeah,
are
go
some
ahead.
fun stories. So there was a guy called Jack Bogle in like 1964, 1970s, and the Boglean idea, if that's a term, is we want to get as many assets under management and have as low fees as possible. And Jack Bogle basically pioneered the idea of ETFs, where you basically take 1% of Microsoft, 1% of Amazon, 1% of the top 500 U.S. companies, turn them into basically like a fund, right, that people can invest in, and you
Yeah.
charge 0.01% to manage it, something like that, right? The basis points are a little bit higher. I think they're like 0.12 as the expense ratio, but it is what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So, which, by the way, total scam because these funds are like US total market funds. Like, why do I need to pay you? And I think that fund has like $1 trillion under management, okay? Or like a minimum 100 billion. Why do I
Really
need
big.
to, yeah, why do I need to pay you um, 0.1% of $100 billion to buy U.S. stocks each day, right? Like zero, whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it is worth it, in my opinion, at the end of the day. But like,
Mhm.
it's. The other cool thing is that they're like investor owned, so I feel like they might have a bit more incentive to like cater to investors. I mean,
Mhm.
I interviewed for Vanguard and I got an offer from them like a year ago.
Okay.
So I did some research about the company and stuff. That was one of the things that kind of stood out is that they're investor owned versus a
Mhm.
bunch of other like financial companies which are privately owned.
If anyone is
You know.
wondering, anytime you buy a Vanguard index fund or whatever ETF, you're buying a portion of the company. Like
Yeah.
that mix, part of that expense ratio actually goes into buying a portion of the company times all the different funds they have. It eventually gets to about 100%.
Yeah. Have you read Bogleheads?
No, I have not. I didn't know it was a thing.
Pretty good. Actually, I didn't read the whole thing, but I have it somewhere. I've been meaning to read it. It's basically I think it's like if you honestly I think it's like one of the top readings that's recommended for like the Fire subreddit.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Um, and the reason why like I respect this man so much is he basically like first person in the world to really do ETFs. First per Without him, mutual funds also would not exist because they basically went to Jack Bogle and they were like, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting a mutual fund. Whoever I forgot what the guy's name was. How should we structure this?" And he's like, "Well, this is what I do for ETFs. I basically charge point very low expense ratios. You should do the same." So the average mutual fund charges maybe like point 0.5 or sorry 50 basis points, maybe like 80 basis points, something like that. If they
Yeah.
went to another person first, like a hedge fund manager that charges 2 and 20, it would have been basically double.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah. I mean, he's
no, go ahead.
filling a huge market need as well. Oh, I was gonna say.
All right. So the question that I was leading us to is, when are we gonna? We have like the first Bitcoin ETF, right? But
Yeah.
when are we going to see an overall crypto ETF?
Yeah. That's a really good question. That would be something that would be really interesting to invest in. What do you think would be on like what cryptocurrencies would be included in that, do you think? Like would it be like
Hmm.
the mainstream ones or would we include some of the altcoins too? Would we like top 500? Well, I don't even know if
Well,
everyone's
you'd
top
have many,
500
many
on
of them, right?
crypto. Yeah.
So I think this is why they're hiring. Is they're saying we not only want to make our own Bitcoin ETF, but we're gonna have all of these other different ETFs, and now we need crypto guys to pay them expense ratios,
Yeah. Yeah.
justify it. So that's basically what I gathered is what's going to happen is, and mark my words, when that happens and people start pouring in tens of millions or hundreds of billions of dollars into these ETFs, the prices are going to go to the moon.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because then it's like not only are more people investing in them, but it's also legitimized. Like if a big company is doing these funds
Hmm.
and you're able to invest in them, it's like as mainstream almost as buying like VT stacks.
Yeah. So should we basically, I don't know, do you think hedge fund managers would go on Discord? They can't pump and dump because once the ETF starts, it's like it literally just tracks the coin, right? So there's no
Yeah, yeah,
difference. But you know what I mean? Like, should we just keep our eyes open for a new Vanguard fund whenever it comes into existence and be like, hey, they're now making a Dogecoin fund. Let's buy Dogecoin.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely. That would be so funny.
Okay. And this also caught my eye with trading stuff, which is there are now coins. So there's one called Graph Coin. I forgot what the other one was called. If you do like, let me go on Coinbase real quick. But
Hmm.
the gist of it is you can give people your coins to trade with, and it's like a hedge fund network type thing. Um,
Okay.
so, okay, so there's someone that will basically take the cryptocurrency that you've mined for the specific coin, and you can basically deposit into a wallet, and they can then trade with your funds from that wallet. They get like a payment as well. Some of the coins are burned. It Obviously, I just clicked through the Coinbase quiz to get the coin. I didn't.
Yeah.
I should have read a little bit more.
Okay, so it's a specific coin that allows you to do that. So you're not, are you actually like sending your balance to like someone else with hopes of repayment?
There's a few of them that have popped up actually. So
Okay.
no, it is whatever wallet or vault or whatever they call it you store it in. The owner of that can then use it, and you can withdraw the funds freely, right? But the owner of that can then use it to go invest into other things and try and generate more money for your coin or token.
I see.
And that increases the value of the network.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder what would happen if, you, let's say you have like 1,000 of this coin, 1,000 units, and someone goes to trade it and makes it like 200 coins. Like they just take a big bet and lose.
Ooh, well, that's why you got to keep it safe in a different wallet.
Yeah.
So one thing that really caught my eye is there's something called the Graph coin. Okay. So
coin.
Yep,
Okay.
the Graph GRT. If you want to look it up at all. How's pricing done on this actually? It is way down. I did the quiz at the worst time. I'm 20%, 25% down. Anyway, so with the Graph, it's a data thing. What I mean by that is Wikipedia is kind of data, and you have all these stock market datas and stuff. You can use GraphCoin to kind of subscribe to these data feeds, and people receive Graph when they give you useful data, right? So whoever has the most data, that's going to be the largest wallet storing these Graph coins.
That's really interesting, actually.
And that kind of impacts the proof of stake, proof of work model there, where it's like, the largest source of truth for data is going to have the most coins.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Something to think about.
Yeah.
And there's also max supply. 4 billion coins is max supply, so... Oh, sorry, no. 100,000, 10 billion. And there's currently 4 billion Graph coins, so get them while you can.
Yeah, that's interesting. So to get them, you have to have some sort of data. Is that right?
You can just buy the coins.
You can buy the coin, right?
But
to mine them, you sell data?
Something like that.
Something like that's an interesting concept.
You're more acting as a data hub, right? And any time that you do a transaction or someone tries to access the data that you have, they can get these coins.
That makes sense. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I believe the final one. Sorry, I know we're going off on like a massive tangent here from the articles that we had. Another one is called Enzyme, I believe, and Enzyme empowers you to build and scale investment strategies of your choice, from discretion to robo to ETFs, market making, securities, or whatever. Okay, so that's kind of what I was talking about with the Enzyme coin. It's MLN, or MLN is the token it's powered by, but Enzyme is the thing.
It's way up today.
Woo. Okay. I think it's down overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how did the price hit $100 for this coin? Holy.
I'm looking at that.
Yeah, people. I think this is a great coin to own in the future.
Yeah.
But it's things like this where it's like, okay, now we're doing, and I've kind of mentioned this before. Why is the entire stock market not on a crypto exchange already?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. I also read an article recently where there's too much data that, like, these fast trading AI bots, it's whatever they do. They trade in like fractions of a cent. Do you remember what they're called? Or
No, this doesn't have to do anything with high frequency trading.
No, no, it doesn't. It's high frequency. Yeah, that's it. Okay. There's too much data now for high frequency trading bots to make decisions quick enough.
Uh, okay.
Because now they perform all of this analysis, right? Well, the amount of data has increased 100x since then.
Yeah,
So,
significantly.
yeah. And GPUs have not increased 100x, they've only gone up 8x. So
Yeah.
the cost no longer makes sense to high frequency trade. It's a weird thing.
Huh. Yeah, that's weird to me because I always thought that was like going to be the future.
I wonder for render, instead of render token where it's like your GPU animations and frames, you could repurpose that to use the GPUs for high frequency trading analysis
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
and get like a
Yeah,
chart out of it.
that's a great idea.
Okay. Shifting on. You want to hit us with the second topic?
Yeah, sure. So the second topic, second and third are pretty similar. They both relate to each other. So the second one is that EU bans high-value crypto services to Russia, a new round of sanctions. And then I'll introduce the third one as well because it kind of has to do with the second one, like I said.
Sure.
So just to recap, so they're banning high-value crypto services to Russia, and also Russians collectively hold 130 billion in crypto. So it's like they're essentially, it seems like their money is getting locked up because, like, if you have 100,000 euros or whatever in crypto, you're in Russia, you can't sell. I think it's more than 10,000 of it, or maybe it's just deposits. But either
Mm-hmm.
way, it's sanctions. That it's like it's pretty strict sanctions if you're a crypto owner in Russia.
That's kind of fucked because crypto is supposed to be this decentralized platform type thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I wonder how they're like executing this.
You know what Russia should do and say, right? Like, Elon Musk has Starlink.
Yeah.
Why? And for a long time, Russia was competing with the West. They released their equivalent to GPS, Glosnos, or Glosnos,
Mm.
something like that. Why has Russia not made a decentralized internet crypto network? Like all of these things that would destabilize Western governments, free internet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a good proposition. I mean, Russia has a huge amount of like tech-oriented people. Like,
Hmm.
there's a lot of Russian like engineers. It's pretty big, like STEM there, from what I've heard.
Well,
I wouldn't
okay,
be surprised if.
here's the thing though. All they have a massive brain drain problem too because no one wants to live in
Mm,
Russia after they get
exactly.
rich.
Exactly. That's the thing. Yeah.
An EU country, if you have those skills, right? A EU country will pay you double, or not double,
Yeah.
5x, and a American country, America will pay you 10x.
At least.
An American country. Just
Yeah.
imagine that different countries
Yeah.
we've conquered. Hawaii, for example, we've conquered them. So
Yeah.
in Hawaii, you can make 10x. Okay, very cool. I'm on news.bitcoin.com right now. I didn't know this was a thing.
I didn't know that either. Oh, yeah. No, I'm literally on the website too right now.
Huh. Okay, cool. Um, so people were kind of saying, hey, we're going to shift away from dollar denominated currencies, right?
Yeah.
Or the petrodollar, the mighty petrodollar is going to fall. And crypto is going to be partially responsible for that because people are going to shift all their assets to crypto. Ecuador, the main currency is now Bitcoin or whatever, like all these things. But then you see Europe just saying, nope, we're going to cap it to 10K, right? And America
Yeah.
is going to probably make legislation as well. Um, there's no truly decentralized network because you have to live somewhere.
No. Yeah, you have to live somewhere. You have to deal with some sort of regulations, right? So it really depends on where you're living. I don't think there's a reasonable scenario in which like it would just be one way of
Hmm.
transacting.
Okay. So, oh, hold on,
I
hold on.
mean,
I got a really interesting ad here. Give me 1 second. We're gonna do
all
this
right.
live. It's called Arriva Wonderland, And
Okay.
this looks like a giant scam, bro. I'm gonna paste it in chat.
Okay.
Fuck, I'm gonna.
Website created using Create React app.
So you know it's new when it has that.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Travel around the Ariva universe.
Okay, so the land sale has started officially.
Huh. This is like Decentraland. Seems like
Yeah, it is exactly like Decentraland.
it's exactly like it. Yeah.
There's even different planets.
Yeah, but it's not on. Yeah, it is different. Yeah, it's in the universe. That's interesting.
Okay, how do I buy land here? Let's take a look. How much is land?
10 seconds ago, looks like a complete scam. I want to buy land.
How quickly?
Oh, I found it. I found it.
Yeah.
It's
So 5 billion ARV can get you a 3x3 plot of land. This is what I've learned right now. Okay, hold on.
doesn't that seem expensive? But what? So
ETH to ARV.
one Ethereum gets you 3x3.
I'm trying to. Were you able to convert it to a like currency that makes sense?
Was I?
Yeah. Is there like a button there?
No, I went on the marketplace and I see if there's one of the 3x3 land that's sold for 1 ETH. I don't know how to convert ARV. I guess maybe Google.
Wait, I'm on the marketplace too, but everything is in Ariva.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I filtered.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So we can buy land.
Yeah, technically.
This is so dumb. I hate this. I hate this. But okay. How much do you think Decentraland land is right now?
15K for like 1x1 for something small.
Okay. We're gonna check it out. So we go to marketplace on Decentraland. You've been on Decentraland, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oof, it's getting more expensive, Albert.
Wow. How much?
I'm hold on, I gotta check.
I'm looking through parcels right now.
So that was 600,000 mana for land, I think. $1,400. Oh Jesus! These people have no life. And that's easy for me to say. I'm just jealous. Okay, like I saw this coming. I've been saying it forever, and I didn't do it.
So funny. Yeah, we have been looking at this forever from the sidelines, but it's just like it's kind of a crazy idea to do it. Like you really have to commit to this.
You do, because it's real thousands of dollars, and so it's
Yeah.
like, are you willing to invest your entire paycheck on land, and it might not work?
Exactly. Yeah.
The thing that I hate is you can kind of like see what's for sale, but there's no, like it doesn't go straight down.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is reasonable at 4,850 mana, right?
Okay.
The price of mana is about 250. We're just gonna say it's 250. So they want about $10,000 for one land.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable from what I've seen. I've seen there's the largest estate is for sale actually. It's for 5 million mana, which is like almost
$10 million.
USD.
Jeez.
Yep. It's huge though. I mean, it's giant. Like,
Okay, let me ask you this: would
yeah.
you buy a bored ape, or would you buy fake land?
Bored ape. I need that.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, okay. You have a bored ape, don't you?
It's not. It's like a what's it called? Derivative, which is
Okay.
failed, by the way. It's like worthless now. But yeah, I did buy one. I just wanted to go through like the process of like the server coming up and like the whitelisting and everything. I don't know. It was pretty cool. It was worth it, I'd say. But yeah, it's like nothing now.
Gotcha. Okay, I found it. It is Less than 5. Nope, the price increased dramatically. How come? Oh no, it's 3,875 is the cheapest one I found.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's probably like a one by one.
yeah. Okay, I found the grid now, and let me go to the cheapest. Nope, that's literally the cheapest. Looking at it right now, cheapest is let me just convert that. 3,875 mana to USD. I don't know why that was euro. $9,064 is the cheapest land price.
At least it's under 10K, right? I mean, I thought there was nothing under like 15, to be honest.
Oh yeah, this is a bargain. Absolutely
Yeah.
a bargain at $10,000 for a block of land in a corner
Yeah.
somewhere. This is so dumb. Alright, whatever. Next article. What do we got? What do we have here? Metaverse experts reveal if you can murder in VR and whether you can be punished.
Yeah.
No,
So,
absolutely not. I refuse. This is dumb.
yeah. Yeah, so it seems like they're treating it as real life. Um,
Mm-hmm. Do you
like
know
as
that the Britain in particular? So this article is from the Daily Sun, a British organization. Britain has very backwards laws in that if you hurt someone's feelings online, you can go to jail.
yeah, I've actually seen cases of that that actually like happened. Like it can be pretty bad, yeah.
It's fucked. And
Yeah.
specifically, if you say something racist, sexist, or whatever, like I'm not joking. There have been articles and cases where the cops have come to people's houses and they've tossed them in jail.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty wild.
some of these people are school children. That
Yeah.
like exactly, they have no
Yeah.
chill. So like, one of the big jokes is Facebook had to create a ring because like female avatars were being groped and whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Another thing is like safe space around you is that when you look at Facebook, it's only torsos and up, right? Do you
Yeah.
So you can imagine like the obvious reason for that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
another thing is like maybe they just didn't render correctly and other stuff. I don't want to assume, but it is what it
No,
is.
I think you're right. I think you're right. That would make sense.
Um,
Yeah.
and according to one expert, I don't think criminal laws should be amended to protect avatars as people. Oh my god. The fact that he had to say that, like
Yeah. I mean,
they had to find an expert. Who the fuck is an expert in this? Like,
yeah.
oh my god.
No. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's like that's like I don't know, man. It's just weird because it's like you play like GTA and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Like it's just that's this. I get like you could compare it, but it's so odd that this is an issue here and isn't an issue anywhere else.
Could the law give greater protection to avatars because they're like our personal persona? Could the law extend protection? Yeah, I think potentially, but that's not how it is right now, Prayer said.
Yeah, no, even then, dude, it's like I don't know.
Okay, whatever. That person cannot be my friend ever. We just would not get along. Um okay, what is this next one? How the metaverse could disrupt the in-car experience. I believe in this. You want to take it or should I? You take it.
Yeah, I can take it. Yeah, I mean, we're already kind of doing this, right, with HUD. Like the last video I linked there with the Mercedes S-Class, they already have a really technically advanced heads-up display, which shows like GPS directions, how fast you're going, things like that, which is pretty nice. So yeah, this article is just kind of extrapolating, I think, what we already have and like just discussing what is possible in the future. So like, yeah, it's like they mentioned the heads-up display in the Mercedes-Benz user experience. So I think that's actually in every Mercedes at this point, I think, but don't quote me on that.
No, It is. You need to pay a little bit extra for it. I've been vehicle shopping. I'm pretty knowledgeable. Some things like the S Class have better heads-up displays than other. Here's another thing that pissed me off about this. The heads-up display option in the S Class is $3,000 more than it is in like the C Class, for example. But it's the same fucking heads-up. There's no difference.
That's crazy.
Pisses me off. Okay, it's like if I buy a iPhone that's a red color versus black color, it's the same internal parts, guys. It's I don't know. So
That's great. I didn't know that.
Elon announced the Cybertruck was gonna start being produced in 2023, and he also announced robotaxis, which that's kind of been a thing for a while, but a thing in that we knew it was coming. It's not like a new announcement. He just kind of made it official. Right. So when you get self-driving vehicles, I think AR experiences start becoming more and more valuable.
Yep.
Do you think... So right now you have to keep on a headset, but what in a vehicle, right? What if all the walls had panels on them for displays and like really fine pixels? You could just kind of live through a metaverse and have a joystick. So your car is self-driving. Yeah. You don't even see the outside. You're now placed in a virtual world, and like you can navigate through. It's like a starship.
Like a starship, yeah.
I think it would be one of the coolest space sims if you were in like a chair, right, kind of leaning back, and the entire roof. So you no longer have panoramic roofs. You just have kind of like a display. This is me going on like a futuristic tangent, but you just kind of look up, and it's just like, okay, let me go straight. It's star whatever thing. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's definitely possible. I mean, you've seen how some cars, the rear view mirror actually isn't a mirror, it's a screen that displays the feed from the rear camera. Like, that's already kind of an example of that. It's a very simple example of that, but I don't see why they couldn't do it for any other, like, windows or mirrors.
Correct, okay.
And obviously, like, safety concerns, but I mean, if it's a robo-taxi,
it's
more...
Mercedes, they came out recently. They're willing to take legal responsibility if their car crashes or causes an incident on certain routes at a predetermined speed, right? So, like, if you're able to engage their level 3 or level... I guess it would be probably a level 4 at this point. So, the difference between level 3, level 4, level 5... Level 3, you still need to be attentive. And it's not supposed to have, like, that legal thing. Level 4 is... It's not, like, a general use case. It's only on... limited to certain roads and everything, but they legally take it for you. And level 5 is rain, wind, snow, shine, upside down, you're fine. So Mercedes basically has said level 4 driving in certain parts of Germany, certain parts of the US, and they'll take legal responsibility.
It's impressive. That's good to see them standing up to, standing up for the product they made and believing in it. I don't think, has Tesla announced anything like that yet? Because I'm pretty sure it's not anything like that, right? No.
Companies also have different amounts of liability, though, right? Like, you can't send a corporation to jail. Technically, you can undo their corporate charter, which is equivalent to killing them, and saying, like, you're no longer allowed to do business, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, Albert, let's say that you're in a robo-taxi, okay? Mm-hmm. And that by Tesla, and that robo-taxi kills me, right? How does my family get compensation from you or Tesla or whoever?
Yeah. I mean, if it's a robo-taxi, right, it's driving itself.
Does the engineer that made that piece of code go to jail?
So you can look at Boeing for this one, so the answer is no.
Okay. I was going to get to that. Well, what is Boeing's thing?
Yeah, I think, I don't think, like, anyone, I mean, the process, like, if you were, like, a really evil developer, right, and you, like, wanted to, like, screw something up that it would, like, crash, like, it would be hard to even get that in the code base. Like,
hold on,
very difficult.
But AI is a black box, and you can't open the box.
It's a black box, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So what if you just upload it, trained it on a bunch of data sets of it crashing? Because, it goes through the node so no one knows, and then... So this is how it worked. you train it on like this very improbable scenario of it happening, and as it goes through the regression testings, it doesn't have the scenario in mind, so you cause the crash to happen, and no one would know because they can't look at the fucking graph of nodes and understand what's happening for the feature inputs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If anyone is watching this and you're an AI scientist, like this is not something we want you doing. Okay, like don't do this.
Definitely not. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think the company should be responsible, to be honest.
How responsible? So okay, airlines. If you crash in like a Boeing 737, the value of your life is predetermined. Do you know that by the Geneva Convention? I think or Geneva Convention is war. Montreal. Airplane crash payout limits.
Yeah, it's Montreal Convention.
Yeah, the right to compensation for plane crash victims. When it comes to international flights, so this has not been adjusted for inflation, by the way. When it comes to international flights, an international air carrier treaty was put in place in 1999 to address what would happen after aircraft incidents. This happened at the Montreal Convention, which was adopted by United Nations, known as the Civil Aviation Organization, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The type of plane crash compensation currently equals approximately $170,000 per passenger. That's fucked.
Yeah, yeah. I could see it being the same. Like, I could see like the taxis being like an umbrella under this convention because it's essentially it's the same thing. You just don't have a human pilot.
Yeah, so Lloyd's of London is a type of insurer for this. Like, fun fact: did you know Berkshire Hathaway's one of like their biggest successes was insurance?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, so Buffett, my age, your age, very successful. He basically took all of the money he made from his investments and started buying like small companies. One of them he bought like a textile mill. It wasn't doing that great, okay? He basically said, I need to get out of textiles. So he started going through companies for sale, something like that, and he found this insurance company that had an extremely large cash flow because of insurance premiums. And it's a risk business, like you know how it's going to do. The payouts are going to be higher than whatever. Okay. So that's how Berkshire Hathaway got started in insurance. And Geico, it's not Geico, is it? Hold on. What insurance companies does Berkshire own? I want to say Geico.
I have no idea actually.
Yeah, no, they own Geico. There we go. So that gecko, that's actually Warren Buffett. He's the voice actor for it.
I see.
That's a myth, by the way. Don't spread that. He'll come back and haunt you. He'll buy your company for pennies instead.
Yeah.
But so that's anyway. Lloyd's of London, they're probably the largest insurance carrier in the world. They insure the airlines and stuff when something goes bad. So if you get fucked up right now in like a vehicle accident, it's for negligence. You get 3x payouts, damages. They have to pay for all your hospital bills and everything. But what if that's capped?
Cap.
Yeah, like a car hits you, Mercedes.
Yeah.
They're gonna have an insurance policy on that robotaxi. It's gonna be $1 million, $2 million, okay? But it's effectively gonna be capped.
Okay. Right at a certain point, yeah.
And every company that you've worked for, because we work for good companies, you can buy things like disability insurance or like liability insurance and all that, right?
Yeah.
This is different from healthcare. Like disability insurance is like if your arm gets chopped off and you can't type as a programmer, you now can get that policy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We're going to see a shift. This is my prediction. We're going to see a shift from corporations having those huge umbrella policies to now random shit can happen to you and you should have a liability policy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that happening. That's interesting. I never thought about that.
Just my 2 cents. I think that was actually our last article.
Yeah, I think that was.
We can talk about the recession stuff next week.
Let's do that.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it next week.
Thanks, Albert. See ya.
Cool. Thank you. See you, Raven.